it was 89, 90, before you were born, and there was a hurricane, and it knocked the power out in lots of places in England, and in the village where we were living it was out for 10 days. Now I was working up near London at the time, and your dad was working nights, so it meant by the time I got back from the office he'd gone. And just imagine what that's like on a dark evening when you've got a house that's cold and dark and there's nobody, you're the only person there. I used to stay as late as I could in the office and probably get home about 10 o'clock at night. And then I'd go in and light a candle. And it's amazing how small a pool of light a candle casts around you. And all of the rest of the room is in darkness, all the corners and the edges. And I found that my imagination was starting to think that there were things in the corners. It was really very, very spooky.
And so what were you imagining was in the dark, you know, like what sort of things did your mind conjure up?
It was nothing human, not burglars or anything. It was more, I suppose, ghosts. It wasn't a sort of physical human fear, it was more a primal fear of what you don't know in the dark, what you don't want to know, lurking there, waiting to, I don't know, come out at you or follow you or just, I don't know. It was just a very, very basic fear of what I didn't know. So I'd take my candle and I'd go upstairs and along the corridor to the bedroom, and there's more corners and more shadows. And basically I'd just hope I could go to sleep as fast as I could, and when I woke up it would be daylight. Because that was very, very scary, very spooky.
And so would you say that that fear was created by your mind? You know, was there any history of ghosts in the house or, you know, anything like that? Or would
in
you
that
say
house, no. I'd never had so much of a suspicion of a ghost in that house, and we'd lived there 3 years. So yeah, I guess it was created out of my own mind.
The reason that I'm afraid of the dark is more for the unsurety of what could be lurking within the unknown. And because you can't see it, I think it's more scary in that fact. I'm not that scared of the dark in the sense of the dark itself, but more what could be there. It's had a great effect on me as a child. Like, I was never a really good one for sleepovers, and till I was about 14 I always slept with the light on because I was that scared of the dark. And also not having that reassurance that there was nothing there was a bit more worse, and also having a very vivid imagination also made nights a lot scarier. I have to say the worst thing that I ever experienced was when, after I had a nightmare, I woke up and it was pitch black. And I was about 11 at the time, and I'd never screamed so much in my life. It was just so scary.
It's quite embarrassing because I'm 18 years old, and I guess you could say I am like afraid of the dark, purely because when I was younger I used to have quite a big room, and I just remember lying in bed, and I used to my bed was against the wall, and I used to literally make myself into a caterpillar. My head was under the duvets because I would just imagine all of these creatures and monsters. Like, I used to imagine this creature, like this shadow appearing like into my doorway and things like that, and just the thought of it would creep me out. Like I was completely safe, like I was in my home and stuff like that, and, you know, my parents were just outside, like on the other side of the hallway, and I don't know, since that, like it's just been really, really just horrible, like being in the dark. And I know everyone does it, and they say, you know, when you're downstairs and you turn the light off downstairs and you sprint up the stairs just because you think, and that's it, it's literally my imagination playing with me, and it's me just being really paranoid. But I think that's what it is, because I've always had a really strong imagination, and I just come up with all this stuff, and it plays on your mind. And even though, you know, there's absolutely nothing there, it's still there playing with you. I think I've done it seriously. I did it like yesterday. I was coming upstairs to bed and just quickly turn the light off and just sprinted up the stairs like, what's behind me?
Yeah, so it all came about from living in South Africa when I was younger. You know, people jumping over your wall the entire time, trying to break into your house and stuff like that. Obviously, I had a bedroom on the back of the house, so it would be my window they were knocking on and stuff like that. And it's just something that gets embedded in you from a child, and I think it stays with you throughout the rest of your life. So, yeah, I mean, I think human beings, we naturally, you know, live during the day, sleep at night time. So when night time comes along, we naturally get more paranoid at night. We're not nocturnal beings. So I think obviously being a father, there is a degree of concern when it comes to nighttime, because that's when most troubling things happen. But then there's also just a natural development in yourself that when it comes to nighttime, you know, you naturally get more paranoid and get more worried about things than what you were during the day. I mean, the same things that happened in the day can happen at night and vice versa. So the fact that it's nighttime, I think, just shows that, you know, we aren't built to be as comfortable during the night than what we are during the day.